on World of Warcraft, and we're going to take you through the Freehold Dungeon.
Yeah, so Freehold is the dungeon that we have here at Blizzcon. It's one of the dungeons that you're going to come across when you're going through the zone Tierguard Sound, which is in Kul Tiras. We lovingly call this Outlaw Town. You know, it's a place where there's going to be lots of different outlaw clans that are kind of coming in together to gang up on you.
Yes, we're seeing lots of pirates around so far, and outlaws, as you say, just sort of ganging up around here. And that appears to be a bird that appears to be firing. I don't want to say what I think that is.
Yeah, it's probably what you think it is.
Gross. All right. Well, don't stand in that. Whatever you do, please.
The definition of don't stand in that.
At least it warns you.
Yeah.
At least oh wait, no, that was a bomb. That was something different.
He's actually, he's part of the first boss encounter that you're going to come up on, and you might see that ability again in the encounter. So this is kind of our way to introduce you to it as you work your way through the trash, coming up to boss 1.
Excellent. So we're just working our way through. So we can see like a somewhat mix of pirates here. It actually looks like there's a few new models in there as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, totally. We have a lot of really cool new models, and especially animations that you'll see as we walk through here. Lots of really interesting non-combat things. You know, guys walking around who might have had a little bit too much to drink, or they might be cleaning, swabbing the deck as it may be. Things like that are really exciting to see in the dungeon.
If this is normally what happens in this area, then there must be lots of deck swabbing that becomes necessary.
As you know, Kul Tiras, they're all about making boats. Lots of decks to be swabbed.
Indeed. Well, we're swabbing these guys' decks right now, knocking them out of the way.
Yeah, this group is plowing through the dungeon pretty quickly here.
Yep, and they'll be working up to the first boss here in just a sec. They accidentally grabbed the little donkey over on the side.
The pack mule, poor guy. What did he do to them? Mule. He's a neutral monster too.
Well, fortunately, we skipped that grisly end of that pack mule.
He got away safely, I'm sure.
Yeah, nothing bad happened to him. And now we're moving on to the first boss here.
Yeah, so this is Sky Captain Crag, who is of Hearthstone fame. If you're a fan of Hearthstone, this guy has a very famous ability called Charge. Emphasis on the R.
Spelled with like 6 or 7 R's.
Yeah, quite a few. I think we actually, our QA team actually told us we misspelled it, and we're like, it's already misspelled. And I was like, no, you were missing. There's one too few R's. And I was like, well, we have to fix that. The continuity.
Commit to quality, man.
Exactly. So his parrot who just flew off here, his name is actually Sharkbait. I'm sure there's a lovely story about, you know, where he got that name from. Probably how he lost his claw, or he lost his talon, if I had to guess. I don't know if you saw, but he has a hook for a talon, which I don't know that I've seen him use it yet, but we're going to have to find a way to slide that in there. Maybe that's a mythic or a heroic mechanic or something.
Nice. That'd be super cool. So we seem to be dealing with Sharkbait and Sky Captain Crag here pretty well. Obviously, there's a lot of that stuff to not stand in.
I think it's called Vile Bombardment, so, you know, it's just vile.
Just vile, indeed.
So we've taken down Sky Captain Crag, and we're going to move our way along through the dungeon, coming across a pretty large bridge here into the heart of Freehold after we get across this bridge.
I'm sure that Sharkbait got away just fine as well.
I don't think he dies, actually. I never saw him come down. I think he might have just flown off.
Okay.
Maybe we can get him later as a mount or something.
Oh, that'd be... Don't give them ideas.
Don't
give
tempt
them ideas.
me.
So yeah, here we are. This is a really beautiful dungeon also. Like that shot right there is actually amazing. I really, really like that as the players here are moving across the bridge and moving into the, I guess, more central area of Freehold.
Kind of the streets of Freehold, as it were. As you come into this part of town, there's actually a little, I'm sure you can see, there's a little pug there, and he has some keys in his mouth. There's a guy named, I think his name's Otis, who's trapped. He's trapped in a prison cell, and he's basically trying to convince you to let him free, and that he can get you a meeting with the Council o' Captains, which is our second boss that you're going to come on. Oh, the pug is wiping his butt a little.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, it's a gland thing. It's a gland thing.
Yeah, it caught me off guard. But yeah, as you can see, he's got some keys. He's got some keys in his mouth there, and as dogs do, when you approach him, you might think you're trying to play. So he runs away for a little while and kind of leads you through town a bit as you have a chance to meet up with some of the other gangs, the outlaw gangs. Like, so far we've only seen the Iron Tide up to Sky Captain Crag, but in here we're going to see some of the other gangs, like the the Cutwater Corsairs, who is the gang that Otis, the guy we're trying to help, he's a part of. The Blacktooth Brawlers are in here. They're kind of our like bruisers, you know. They're going to be the big guys who are using, you know, bronze knuckles and clubs and hitting you with mallets and stuff like that. And then also the I don't think we've seen him yet, but there's the bilge rats are also in here, and that's our like vermin. And, like there's lots of hose, and there's one hanging from the chandelier over there, but they're all like the monster types.
I have to say, it gives such a strong like pirate town feeling to be like moving through this dungeon and getting in big fights and everything, and everyone else is just like there's someone sleeping in the background.
Yeah.
There was someone that looked like he'd had a bit too much to drink, sort of stumbling across in the background. We saw someone just dancing earlier.
Yeah, they're used to this kind of ruckus going on in the background. They're like, yeah, who's starting some crap over there?
Bunch of people are dying. Whatever.
They're not messing with me. Who cares?
Must be Tuesday.
So there's Murphy again. And he's off. Yeah, they're just trying to chase him through, trying to get the keys from him so that we can get Otis out and Otis can help us. One of the cool things we're going to try to do with this dungeon is, depending on who you free out of the cages. Right now, we have Otis that you can free at the Blizzcon experience, but there will be members of the other clans also, or the gangs that you can help out. So if you want to help out the Bilgewater or the Blacktooth or the Cutwater Corsairs in the Council of Captains, that will actually determine which captain will help you out. So now that you're helping this guy out, he's like, thanks, buddies.
Here, have some hats.
Oh, look at that. We have hats now, see? So you are now part of the Cutwater Corsairs. You've teamed up with, I think his name is Captain Jolly, something very piratey.
So you've now become a member of the Cutwater Corsairs.
Mm-hmm. And any other Cutwater Corsairs that you come across now through the rest of Freehold will be friendly to you. They'll be your buddies. So, you know, depending on which one you team up with will change the way. Maybe normally you go right down the center, but this week, you know, it might be changed because those guys are now aggressive this week, where last week they were friendly to me. So
okay, so it can actually change the way that you decide to move around the dungeon.
Yeah, totally.
That's pretty cool. It also has a pretty big effect on this particular encounter. This is the Council of Captains, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it is. This is let's see, the guy with the big barrel there. He's Captain Raoul. He's the leader of the Blacktooth Brawlers. Let me see if we can see it here. He throws a barrel on somebody's head, and it will disorient them until you actually like have to get you like click or kill the barrel to get it off their head.
He was holding the barrel there for a second.
Yeah, you know, they're the big brawlers that we're talking about. So he smashes people with barrels because they're pretty heavy. You know, it would hurt to get hit with a barrel.
I think he actually just killed the tank. I think the tank just died.
There is a corpse of somebody on the ground there, sadly.
Yes.
Hopefully they have a combat res, or they won.
Or yeah, they seem to be
Maybe
just
they won?
moving on without tank unnecessary.
Yes.
No need for that.
This is the captain of the bilge rats right here, Captain Eudora. She's a little Volpera, which is a new race for the new expansion that we're gonna.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love that race so much.
So here we go, moving through. We've now defeated the Council of Captains. We'll be moving through a little bit further.
Yep, we have vanquished the captain of councils. I think there might even be a
captain of councils.
Captain of, is that what I said? Uh-oh. Council of captains?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to move. Oh, hey, look at this Etten coming up the road. What's better than an Etten with a pirate hat on? That's what's better.
Well, it looks like we'll have to get to him in a second as our group
I was
here
excited for him.
has aggroed an extra pack. They've made short work of them, clearly through their own DPS and not through any editing that we've done on this video whatsoever.
None of that.
None.
Here's the Etten. This is one of the Irontide big bruisers. You know, the Irontide are the kings of this town. They run this town, so as you would imagine, they have the big bodyguards, the big brawlers walking around, running the streets.
Surprised only one of the heads gets to wear the pirate hat.
That's a good point. I wonder how they decided which one wears it.
Yeah, I wonder if they argue about it. Like while one is sleeping, the other one just takes the pirate hat off and puts it on his own head or something.
Or they don't even know they have a pirate hat on. It's pretty stupid.
That's true. Maybe haven't realized it. They do seem to also have. We're going to come up here and fight another one. They do seem to also have an entire goat just strapped to their back.
Yeah, dude, it's a snack. It's for later.
Always good to carry a goat with you, you know, just in case.
It's like Snickers.
All right, so we're gonna take this guy out.
So we're actually coming up on the next encounter. It's called we lovingly call it the Ring of Booty. For anyone who's familiar with things like the Ring of Blood, of past. You know, you come up into this ring. You have to prove your worth. Our old pals Gurgthok and Woden are in there, except this time they're under a little duress, as we'll see here in a minute. They're actually in cages as they're announcing the fights that are coming out, being poked and prodded. You know, kind of.
Oh yeah, you can see the cages over.
Yeah,
on the
there's a
left
bunch
there.
of cages in the back there. You can see. I think it's a Hosen in the back, kind of poking at him, like, "Oh man, leave him alone. I like those guys."
Yeah, the actual there's actually text in the chat log which you can't see here, but he's talking about like say the thing, say the thing,
do the thing. So this is a little bit of a goofy first encounter for the Ring of Blood. This is a greased pig. I bet you can't guess what his name is. It's Lightning. Spoilers, it's Lightning.
Jeez.
we love our puns. And after you defeat, and by defeat I mean catch the greased pig. You don't kill him. You know, we're not making bacon yet, but this is actually another new race that you're gonna meet in Kul Tiras called the Tortolan. This guy's name's pretty amazing. It's Ludwig von Tortolan.
Nice.
And yeah, he does what you think he would do, which is throw turtle shells.
Are they his shell? Did he just find someone else's shell?
I'm gonna hope. I think there's actually turtles spinning around. They're not just shells. They're just actually turtles spinning around. Maybe it's his family. He's just flinging his family
He's
around.
just throwing his family at you.
That's pretty mean.
I'm sure that's canon.
Look at this guy. This guy's my favorite. He is the champion of the Ring of Booty. His name is Trothak, the Shark Puncher. I can't decide if he's named the Shark Puncher because he punches you with sharks, or do you think it's because he punches sharks and that's how he's got them on his hands?
I think it's probably because he's punching you with shark, as we can see by how he is currently punching people with sharks. I mean,
shouldn't he be like Trothak punches with sharks or something like that?
I don't know.
This ability is my favorite. It's actually called Sharknado, as it would be. What else could we possibly name that?
I think you guys had too much fun with this dungeon.
And I think we were saying we need to make several of these dungeons. We can't just make one. I want to make like 3. There's just too many good puns and silly things that you can do with this environment. As you can see, the shark flopping around right there.
Welcome to the next World of Warcraft expansion, just sharks.
As you can see, we were quite inspired by I think there's a Brawlers Guild boss where it's just a shark. It's like called Shark Out of Water or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were obviously pretty inspired by that. We're like, well, what does this guy do? Obviously, if you threw it on the ground, it would flop around. Try
to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
So we've now defeated, what was his name? Trothak, the Shark Puncher.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be moving on. He will punch no more sharks or punch no one else with sharks. We're still a little bit hazy on the details there.
Last but not least, we'll roll across the last bridge of the dungeon. It's a very spread out town, you know, out in the outlaw town, Freehold, as it were. You know, they've probably pieced it together over time. It's kind of expanded as more and more people hear about this place and build more spaces. But this last boss, his name is what is his name? I think it's Harlan Sweet. Yeah, he is the as you saw in the Council of Captains. We were missing the Irontide captain out of that council. So this is why he's got his own little island that is at the center of Freehold. It's at the heart of Freehold, where he has his dry docked ship that has so much treasure in it can't even float anymore. It's like the hull has bursted open. It's got so much gold in it. It's kind of hilarious.
These guys on these mounts here look super cool also.
Yeah.
You can see, if you look really close, you can see he has the most amazing beard and mustache.
Are you jealous?
I'm pretty jealous. I wish I could grow a mustache like that.
Yeah, this guy's awesome. He's, you know, we were talking about like, all right, well, we've got a lot of, you know, Kultirians in this zone. How do we make the big ones bigger and scarier? And it's like, well, throw them on a mount, obviously. That'll make it look like, you know, we call them lieutenants. Make it look like a lieutenant as he's rolling around with his big old mount. Changes up the silhouette significantly. Ah, there he is. And the back. Look how large and imposing he is.
He definitely, we'll get a closer look at him here in a second, but he definitely has that sort of like sneer about him. Like,
he looks slimy. Like if you met him, you'd be like, "You're a slimy dude, aren't you?"
Yeah. No, I will not shake your hand, sir.
Did you just pickpocket me? I don't know that he needs more money. Look at that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, how do you think he got all of that?
That's true.
Clearly, just stealing it from everyone he comes across.
Mm-hmm. He's actually he's actually bankrolled by a character that we'll see a lot more as we get through Kul Tiras and quest through the different zones. But her name is Lady Ashvane. She's a big bad. you don't want to mess with her, and she is now bankrolling this guy.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it appears that we've dispatched all of his lieutenants, and we're now ready to engage Harlan's suite here.
He is the last boss in the dungeon. He is an outlaw and does things like he has roll the bones. For any outlaw rogues out there, that's an ability that he's gonna do here in a minute. And he doesn't play fair though. Like we said, he's a little bit slimy. So his roll the bones, his dice are loaded. They always come up how he wants them to come up. So it's not very nice of him.
Yeah, he's definitely a bit of a weasel.
Mm-hmm.
You can even see like how just the look on his face. I love the look on his face all the time. It's sort of,
yeah. Here comes some little. Oh, they were dispatched quickly. Wow.
Yeah, nicely done. So there's a couple of little extra guys that come out during this encounter that you have to sort of fight off.
Yeah, I think they like fixate on some people and try to get to them. I think one of them might even explode if they get to you.
All right, and there we go.
Yeah.
We have now dispatched Harlan's suite.
All right, and there you have it. That's Freehold for you. He's the last boss. Well, he's staying down there. Hopefully some good loot.
Indeed. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching this quick little run-through here of the Freehold Dungeon. Again, we have several videos available on the virtual ticket for you to check out and see everything that we have available on the show floor at Blizzcon. And Morgan, thanks so much for joining me for this.
Yeah, happy to be here. That was awesome.
Awesome. Thanks again, guys.